There we go. Alright. Alright. Let's have a chat, shall we? I'm gonna give my thoughts on the Nightmare on Elm Street series, and kind of where to go from here. I know there's been talk about a possible animated film. What they mean by animated is, my idea of an animated film is probably a lot different than someone else's idea of an animated film. Great. Okay, thank you. Anyways, so if they came to me and said like, okay, we want to do an animated film, how would you do it? All right, so I'll tell you guys the same thing I tell them. 3D. Use Unreal Engine, motion capture, voiceovers. Put all those in, and obviously still use Robert Englund. Now, Robert has stated that he's getting too old, to be sitting in the makeup chair. And if it was 3D, this would be able to. He wouldn't have to he wouldn't have to go through the whole rigmarole of makeup and being on set at a particular hour and being up at God knows how long. Just less stress on him, physically and mentally. We would still have him as Robert Englund. He would just do voiceovers. I mean, he's done voiceovers in the past. So, now what I mean by Unreal Engine. Oh boy, here we go. Look at the opening teaser for Batman Arkham City. When I first saw that, I wasn't sure if that was live action or 3D. Now, come to find out, obviously it's 3D. Hello, Jane. Okay, we'll follow you. Because why not? So, now, also the opening sequence for Dead by Daylight. With, was it Jake, Claudette, and the Trapper. You look at those graphics, and you're like, holy shit. This looks really good. Now, obviously that's like, what, what's like a 30-second opening or something? Now, imagine, instead of just a short little teaser, or a short little, opening video, imagine a full-length movie like that. And that's what I mean when I say use Unreal Engine. Do, a body double for Robert Englund, obviously. And then just go through the whole motion capture. And obviously Robert would, do the voiceover for the Freddy character. Naturally. But this would enable fans to still have Robert. He would still be a part of it, but he wouldn't have to go through the whole physical and mental stress of being Freddy. Because, again, need I remind everyone, he's not in his 20s anymore. So, everyone's following me? Okay, well. Okay. That's another. Wait. Is that the killer? No, that wasn't the killer. Who the hell was that? I don't know. Totem? Totem? Nope. Okay. So yeah, I think if you use Unreal Engine to make the entire movie, plus it will make the dream sequences. You can do a lot more with the dream sequences. You know, so instead of having a movie where it's... Oh, great. Yep, here he comes. Well, you're on your own, Jake. Sorry. So instead of having a movie where it's like mixed media between live action and 3D animated characters. Now, sometimes you can pull that off, but for the most part, it's hard to get past the fact that this is a 3D animated character. You know, the actor's not actually talking to a real character. You know, so by making the whole thing 3D, you don't have that distinct line of real and unreal. You know, if you make everything 3D, then, you know... Is he coming over here? I don't know. Well, if he's not, he is now. Yeah, so if you make everything 3D, you know, you can blur the line between fantasy and reality. And you can do a lot more. You good? You good? Okay. You know, you don't have to worry about particular stunts not going off as well, because it's 3D, you know? Just drag and drop. Oh, he coming. Oh, he knows. He knows. Well, I'm just gonna vamoose. Now, whether the studio actually listens to me, or, you know, that's a whole nother story. But chances are, if they do a 3D, they're going to do a mixed media of live actors and 3D graphics, and it's not going to look the greatest. It's going to look really... Because the last thing we want is for a animated nightmare movie to look like a sci-fi movie, or like Sharknado. You know, that's the last thing we want. The last thing we want is for it to look really shitty, and I'm afraid that's if they do that, I'm afraid that's where it's gonna go. I don't want it to, but I'm afraid that's where it's going to go. Just have to get on this side of the map. There you go. Oh, he's waiting. He's a-waiting. Oh, don't mind me. Just gonna take your boy. Oh, come on. There goes. Go. Finish what I couldn't start. Oh, he's camping. I don't know why I even bothered. I don't know why I even bothered. Yep, there he goes. And there I go. Well, we've all been here. We have all been here. Oh, forgot I had. Alright, well. I forgot I put on Decisive Strike. Never mind. I'm an idiot. So used to not having it on. But yeah, that's my 2 cents about how to fix the Nightmare franchise if they're gonna do. Well, not really a fix, but that's what I would say. If they're gonna do an animated feature, just use Unreal Engine, use motion capture, have Robert Englund voice, do the voice for body double, obviously, so you know he doesn't have to stress himself out physically and mentally at his age. Is he coming? No, he's not coming over here. Alright, good. And if you make, yeah, and again, if you make the whole movie 3D, you're not having this, you know, horrible balancing act of live action and 3D. And it'll just make things look a lot better. But yeah, I'd say just, you know, hire Unreal Engine to do the entire movie, not just like a 30-second cutscene, the entire film. Cast the actors, have them do motion capture. You know, obviously, except for Robert Englund, just have him do voiceovers, have a body double do motion capture for his parts. And I think it would turn out fine. Now, whether, you know, you end up with a good story, that's another question in and of itself, you know. Oh, he's coming for me, isn't he? Yeah, here he comes. Well, it's been fun. He must have something. He must have something. Where is he? Is he gone? Oh, there he is. I can't outrun him. Motherfucker. Alright, you got me. Here I go. Say goodnight, Gracie. Well, can't win them all. Can't win them all. But yeah, watch the teaser for Batman Arkham City. You know, where he's fighting the dudes on the rooftop. Watch the opening to Dead by Daylight with Jake, Claudette, and the Trapper, and just look at the graphics, and just imagine that instead of, you know, just imagine a full-length film with those kind of graphics, with Robert Englund obviously as Freddy, but just doing the voiceover. And I think that should be good. I think, you know, I think you could pull it off and possibly save, or well, not save, but continue the franchise and have everyone happy, because we'd still have Robert, you know, and we wouldn't, at least some people wouldn't complain about, you know, things the way they did with like the 2010 movie. But then again, obviously, you know, if you don't have a good storyline, it doesn't matter if you have Robert Englund in or not. But it doesn't hurt. So, but yeah, story in and of itself, that's one thing. But yeah, definitely having Robert helps. So, alright, so that's my 2 cents on where to go for the Nightmare on Elm Street series. thank you. Good night. Be sure to tip your waitress on the way out. Good night, everyone.